All right, my friends, welcome to episode 370 of Prof and Dev Play Games. Before I get into the whole intro, Anthony, I went to ChatGPT and I asked it to write the intro for the 370th episode of a video game podcast. And
Huh.
I'm going to read that intro.
Let's hear.
It's not very exciting. Welcome to the 370th episode of our video game podcast! Exclamation mark. Today, we'll be discussing the latest developments and releases in the gaming world and sharing our thoughts and opinions on the hottest topics. Get ready for an hour of non-stop gaming talk and join us as we dive into the world of virtual adventures.
I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not bad.
No, exactly. It's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's generic. I mean, but I'm like, you could apply this to pretty much any video game podcast.
Yep.
Like, no issues there. Well, cool. Maybe we should just have it write an entire episode.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Maybe I'll put in. Tell me my thoughts on the Microsoft Bethesda _ developer showcase or developer _ direct. Maybe I'll do that. Because this week we are doing our video game predictions for 2023. And then we're going to talk about the developer _ direct from Xbox and Bethesda. I listened to it, did not watch a single second of it, but I listened to the whole thing. And Anthony hasn't watched it, but has heard a bunch of stuff since then.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. And then the games that we have been playing. And stop me if you've heard this before. I am playing Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Oh, geez. We're back to that.
We're back, baby. Real back. Okay, so I'm Larry, the professor, and over there's Anthony, the dev. He makes games. I just play games. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Had a fairly relaxing weekend. So that's been good. Got to play a bunch of games.
Whoa,
And
cool.
by a bunch of games, really just 2 games. 3. We'll put 3 because I can't forget the other one. But yes, it's just kind of sitting there playing games. Yeah, not a whole lot else going on. It's been nice not having to have many obligations this weekend because it's been feeling like we've had obligations for every weekend for a few months now. So I think that's dying back down.
You get to have Sloth Sunday and
Always get to have Sloth Sunday.
Mhm.
Protect Sloth Sunday. Last Sunday wasn't as slothy as it needed to be, but this Sunday, yes.
Good.
I hope everyone can have their Sloth Sundays.
I know. I'm slowly introducing the concept to my wife. Like, doesn't this sound amazing? But our daughter is the one who would not take it. She always wants to be hanging out with us. So it's hard
Take
to.
it. Enjoy that while you have it,
Yes, people say.
because
And
that
we are.
changes. I mean, it can be overwhelming, but um, give it a few years.
And then they don't want to hang out with you at all.
Not as much. They'll hang out with you, but man, they have the other stuff that they want to be doing. So
Right.
that's how Sloth Sundays can work in my house because everyone wants to kind of just do their own thing.
Yeah, it'll be nice when we get to that point, although we are enjoying how it is now. So
Yeah.
the only issue is like nap time became quiet time, and room time has become house time and independent play time, and she doesn't really do independent very well. So
Okay.
I'm like, I need to work. I'm doing work, and she has like a million questions for me about the things that she's doing. I'm trying to help
Of
her
course.
while do my thing. I'm just like, there's a lot happening right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, kids. So let's do the gaming predictions, and then we'll talk about the
Sure.
developer _ direct. And I do have ChatGPT weighing in on that later.
Okay.
Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT what its top 3 gaming predictions are for 2023 too.
That'd be funny.
But yeah, I talked to Anthony off mic and said, hey, why don't we do some gaming predictions, somewhere between 5 and 10. And as on brand for me, I did 11.
And I did 6 because I can't do the minimum, but I had to have one more.
You
So.
follow directions very well. I didn't follow my own fucking directions. So why don't we do that? Why don't you give us? I don't know if yours are any particular
No,
order.
order.
Okay.
Straight out of the gate, no new Nintendo hardware this year, and I don't even
Mhm.
think there'll be an announcement this year.
Aha.
I don't think they want to undercut the Switch sales right now. And
No,
they announced,
why would
even
they?
announcing new hardware undercuts current hardware selling. So I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to talk about it.
Yeah, one of the predictions that I erased was that 2023 would see more Switch sales than 2022. And so I was like, what were the 2022 sales? And their fiscal year is a little off
Like
kilter.
20 million or something.
Well, it said 2021 was 8 million, and 2022 I couldn't get a number on, but I thought it was up.
Is that worldwide or?
I think it was worldwide, but I don't know. I was trying to find numbers, and it was very hard to find numbers, to be honest. So maybe you have a better way of finding numbers. It was hard for me to find numbers, I should say.
Let's see. Global monthly total. Switch sold 20 million.
Okay, 20 million. So I was thinking it would...
Which is actually slightly less. Why I knew that number is because I saw something that had talked about that was slightly below estimates. Estimates were like 21 million is what investment people were thinking they were going to be able to do in 2022. But it's not because they didn't sell out. It's just they didn't have 21 million to sell.
Well, and that's what the when I was looking at the numbers for 2021 when I was thinking about that prediction, it said it was 8 to 9 million, and I thought that was really low. And I was like, did they just not have the hardware?
I don't think that's worldwide.
Okay.
I think that's just North America.
Okay. That would make sense.
It wouldn't surprise me, because I'm seeing the numbers here. They sold just shy. Well, actually, this came out mid-December before Christmas, and they had sold just under 20 million. So they crossed 20 million by the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a train. Why stop it? Don't announce any of the hardware. Like I don't know. You've iterated with the Lite and the OLED. There's not going to be any new hardware for Tears of the Kingdom. But I mean, that's just going to sell more systems. There's no reason to make a new Switch.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No, not right now. It's selling too well.
Yep. Exactly.
They can't hold out forever, but I would expect announcement, if not release, in 2024.
Yeah.
But I think announcement to it coming out is going to be closer together than in the past.
Yeah, and I don't feel like they want to eat into their holiday sales this year. Like, let it go.
No. Yep.
Let it keep going. I mean, even with like the disaster of the Wii U, where I couldn't get away from it fast enough. Now they're like, let's just enjoy this. We don't have to get away from this, which is cool. For me, I'm going to start with my spiciest take. Oh, I think it's spicy, maybe not. I think that, and this is my only delay prediction, because I think those are, I don't know, common. But Starfield is not coming out in this year. Starfield is going to get delayed to 2024. That is my...
That's a big one. I could see Starfield being delayed. I could see it being delayed. Well, they don't have a date yet, do they?
Well, they
said first half.
Exactly.
This year.
And as we'll talk about later,
I can see it delayed till second half. I can see that. I can see it being a holiday game or a fall holiday game.
Yeah. I think completely out of the year. It's a bold prediction. But we'll talk later during the developer direct about how the release dates are all lining up based upon that. Everything in the next 12 months. Oh, here's all the games that are coming out now. Here's ones that don't have dates. And also, the ones that do have dates, is there any room for Starfield? So yeah, I think Starfield is delayed into 2024. And how about back to you?
Staying on the Nintendo train, I think we're getting a new Mario game this fall.
I got one of those too, baby.
Probably Odyssey 2.
Yeah?
I believe it. I would. It's what, Ben? This would be, if it came out in the fall, it'd be 6 years.
Yeah.
I believe, since
2027 or Jesus Christ, 2017.
Was it 2017?
It was. It was the fall.
Yeah. So I do think they do an Odyssey 2. I think they straight up do a sequel to it.
I hope so.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. They do direct sequels to Mario games.
Yep.
So, and it's been 6 years since that type of Mario game. I should say that. I don't know if you call it the mainline ones. I don't know what the Bowser's Fury is mainline or not. I don't know, but
I think it was so short. I don't know if it would consider like a full release.
Exactly. So that's my prediction. I do think that's Nintendo's fall game. is a Mario. We're getting a Zelda and a Mario in the same year again.
Yeah, I think so too. My prediction is kind of based off of the fact that the movie's coming out in March, I think.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
I think that I think this is more of a want. Probably should have just said a Mario game, but I'm going to go with a Mario 2D platformer. Is released this year from Nintendo specifically.
Yeah.
I would love to see Odyssey 2. That'd be great. I'd also love to see them do another platformer. So, 2D platformer, I mean. So I'm going to go with a 2D platformer. Although, best of both worlds, Odyssey had a lot of 2D platforming pieces.
It did have a lot of 2D platforming places in it.
So if they like doubled down on that part and made even more of that, you could both be right.
You may be.
All right, back to you.
Back to me.
Because I
guess
did
back.
Mario, yeah.
Another Mario one. I think, and then this next year, this is more of an industry thing. Now that Game Pass has kind of solidified itself, you're going to see more and more games moving to alternate monetization models.
Yeah.
You're going to see more games going on there. They're going to have ads baked into them. They're going to have MTX baked into them. And I just feel like this is going to get worse and worse, or just the change of the industry as Game Pass gets bigger.
When you say ads, do you think of something like Rocket League, where like there could be banners, or FIFA?
Could be a lot of things. Depends on the game.
Yeah.
Depends on how they want to go about implementing it. Yeah, and it depends on the publisher. It depends on the type of game, how they want to put it in. If they want it contextually in there, do they want to just run a banner ad on a menu?
Yeah. Wow.
But this will be, if Game Pass stays as it is, this will be the course that's taken.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that.
Right, because they're getting a lump sum to put on there, but they also need to monetize throughout.
Yeah, the lump sum's usually not enough for, especially larger stuff. It's not enough to actually like pay for development.
Right. Hi-Fi Rush. Well, I guess that's a studio. That's a first-party studio now, I guess. So.
Yep.
Which we'll talk about that later too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my prediction.
All right, my next one. Gird your loins. Maybe you have this one on yours. Chrono Trigger HD 2D announced.
I do not have that on my list, but please.
Yes. Just skip, please. I would love that on my Switch. Yeah, not much to say about that.
I think it's either that or it's going to be Final Fantasy VI.
I feel like with the Pixel remasters they just did,
maybe
that one's a little further off. But I hope you're right. You know, that'd be great too. Either one. I haven't played 6, so that'd be cool. I have played Chrono Trigger, but I just think HD 2D of Chrono Trigger would just be.
There is a rumored thing. What week is this? So next. Actually, I think this Saturday. I think it's either February 4th or the 7th. Somewhere in there, there's some rumors going around that Square Enix is going to be doing a hour and a half long Final Fantasy 35th anniversary.
Oh shit.
Presentation where they're going to show Final Fantasy 16, new trailer for Final Fantasy 16, sure. Like the stuff that we know about. But the rumored on the list was a Final Fantasy 9 remake.
Oh. That's one of your favorites, right? The Shakespearean kind
It
of
is
thing?
It's very good. I enjoy that one quite a bit. It was the last PS1 Final Fantasy, and it came out like months before the PS2. It was a very odd time. It's rated very highly. Sold like 25 to 30% less than Final Fantasy 8.
Just because people were moving on to the PS2.
Yeah, it was not a great time for it. Yeah. But it's kind of a beloved game. So there's that there, and there's rumors of this thing called Stories of Ivalice.
That's okay.
War of the Lions.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if, since they're not calling it Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions, if they are consolidating a number of games into this like package. So the Ivalice games, it's like there's Tactics, there's Vagrant Story, there's the Tactics Advanced games. There's the DS Revenant FF12 Revenant Wing. This is an Ivalice game. So there's just a number of these things, and I'm wondering if it's going to collect some of them into one package.
Yeah.
Because from the old NVIDIA leak, we're still the only 2 games from Square that haven't come out on that list are an FF9 remake and Final Fantasy Tactics remake.
So they're absolutely coming because everything else has come true.
Yeah. So those are we'll find out here potentially in the next 2 weeks if this is actually going to happen and what we'll find out there.
That's cool. I had not heard about that. So in
there, they could actually show off an HD 2D version of a Final Fantasy game as well.
Yeah. And they, because it's all Final Fantasy themed, there would be no chance of other Square properties being there, I would assume.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Well, sometime this year, Chrono Trigger HD 2D is just
something, right?
Low-hanging fruit, folks. Like you redid Live Alive, which is great. Like people, I think that's mainly because you couldn't really play it in a modern context. You can play Chrono Trigger on PC. You should play on a DS though, folks. It's great.
So back to me. When talking about Square, I think there's a high possibility that Sony tries to buy them.
God damn it, you took mine. Yeah, I have Sony will announce acquisition plans of Square Enix. I agree.
I think so.
They're like, fuck NFTs, let's just sell ourselves to Sony.
Yeah, in some ways. I do think Sony wants to kind of collect that company, basically.
Yeah.
Before Microsoft tries to.
Exactly. It feels like it's a defensive maneuver.
Yeah.
I wonder do you think Square wants to be bought?
I don't know. I thought I heard that their financials haven't been amazing, but...
Right. I mean, they keep whelming, I think, from like whatever their fucking expectations are.
I mean, they dropped all those Western companies. They sold those off. So, I mean, to me, it feels like they're consolidating themselves in preparation for something like this happening.
Yes, exactly. Which the person who, the group that wanted to buy them was like, oh, we wanted those too. Or maybe it's more attractive because it's slimmer package, easier to buy.
That's it. They're kind of trimming, to me, they're trimming fat.
Yes, right. Making themselves more attractive.
Stuff that for them hasn't looked great on their books, so they can... So, I don't know, but I kind of think if someone's buying them, Sony's going to try.
I do too. I think it's super likely. It's not going to be Xbox. Xbox, I don't think, is going to have another big... splashy acquisition until Activision's done one way or another.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go right into another one of mine, is that deal is not happening this year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it goes into 2024 with the challenges that up against it. I still think it happens.
Yeah, me too.
But it's going to be slow and painful.
Yeah, the decision was delayed a couple of months. Then they're going to do the investigation. That's been delayed a little bit. There's no way it gets decided this year, and that sucks for Microsoft, I guess. But it is what it is.
I don't. Yeah.
It's I think from I don't know, a consumer standpoint or American standpoint, like I don't want to see huge conglomerations as this might become, So I want Kotick gone for sure, but this is this is a pretty big acquisition, so I'd rather them take their time and figure it all out.
Yeah.
And, for me, like, again, since we both bought, or at least, I did, I think you did too, Diablo 2 Remastered or Resurrected. If I want Diablo 4, I will buy Diablo 4. I don't think Bobby Kotick gives a fuck if I buy one copy of that game or not. So,
no.
We'll see. Although, speaking of that, do you think, this is not on my list, but do you think Diablo 4 gets delayed?
I'm probably there's a 30% chance it gets delayed.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it does get delayed, only by like a month or two.
Yeah, a couple months. That makes sense.
Just for bug fixing. I think the game is very well done at this point.
Yeah.
But if they find egregious things that they just can't get done in time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But most likely it's coming out in that June timeframe. I don't.
Yeah. Another one from me, an Xbox Studios game is nominated for TGA game, GOTY at TGA's.
I think a game already announced probably will be.
Do you think Hi-Fi Rush is maybe going to be?
I want to play that game. So I watched a stream of it for like 3 hours. It is fucking incredible.
I'm I'm pissed that I didn't play it before because I downloaded it on my Xbox. And I was gonna
Holy shit!
I wanted to play it before tonight so I could tell you my impressions, but from what I haven't even seen it yet. I've only heard about it. I listened to that part of the developer direct.
Yeah.
But then I've heard people talk about it and how people are losing their fucking minds over this game.
It's really good. It's so polished in so many ways. The writing is really funny.
Oh shit.
It is so unexpected, but then I watched it for a few hours. The streamer I like to watch play it, and it was just like, and they're playing it on the hardest difficulty, but I'm just like, the songs are great. Like the rhythm, the beat, how it all mixes together with like the sounds of your inputs as you're doing the action stuff mixing to the whatever the song going on mix is going on. Oh, so good.
Awesome.
Its art style is incredible. Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by it. I was like, do I buy this? No, I don't, because I have other things to be playing right now. But
right, exactly. That's why I haven't played it, because I'm playing something else right now.
And I want to say that was, I don't know if it's every place it's out.
It's on Steam and X.
Oh yeah, and Epic as well.
Was it on Epic? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's on Steam.
Interesting. Yep. Yeah, $30 I think.
Yep.
And then it's on Game Pass obviously.
Stealth dropped middle of the week.
Fucking awesome. Like just
Tango Gameworks just was like, sure.
We make horror games, but here's this game.
I love the trailer is actually fantastic. And it's like from the creators of what is it? The Dark
Evil
Within. The Evil Within,
yeah.
And then as parentheses, seriously. And then they're like, and The Evil Within 2, naturally. It was really funny. Like the humor is so spot on. Love it.
It had leaked a couple days earlier. You might have heard by the person who leaks the PS Plus games. And people were talking about the title, Hi-Fi Rush. And like, oh, what could this be? When's it going to come out? And then even that didn't dilute the impact of that fucking shadow drop. Like, here's this amazing game. It looks amazing by a good studio. And it's out now. Go fucking play it. What? Good job, Microsoft. Good job, Xbox.
And actually, that was Tango Gameworks.
Their choice, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
actually asked. I saw a thing on a little interview that was requested by them, that they're like, can we do this? Like, our game's ready. Or can we plan it that you don't say anything about this game until it drops the day that you talk about it? It's
the perfect, and I know we're getting into the stuff that we're talking about later. Whatever, it's fine. Let's just mix it all in together here. It's the perfect way. And I heard someone else on different podcasts talk about this too, and I really thought about it. These smaller games that look awesome and then get announced for like coming out in 2 years, then it's just you forget about it, or the hype cycle's all weird. This is the best way to do something like a smaller game like this. Like, this looks awesome. Here it is now. You don't have to wait.
Yep.
It's not going to die in the fucking hype cycle. And I wonder, that's a bold prediction for it to make the TGA GOTY list at the end of the year, because it's only January.
I think so.
But
I think it will.
That's cool. I hope so.
I have a hard time seeing. I don't think it would win. There's probably pretty amazing stuff coming out, but
oh yeah.
If Stray can be on that list, this can be on that list.
That is a very good point. So maybe I'll win this one because I just say an Xbox Studios game nominated, and that would count. All right, back to you. What do you got? Or you got any more?
I got one more. Okay. What do I got? Valve is going to announce the Steam Deck 2.
Oh hell yeah, dude! That's the one I'm going to buy. Come on, bring it.
I expect they will, because I feel like power-wise, it's gonna start struggling pretty hard here. It kind of already does a bit. You have to battery life to performance.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like they need to follow it up with something. What would that be? End of this year would be like 2 years.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's about right to have a revision. I don't think it will be drastically different from like a form factor perspective. I think they'll just revise the hardware inside.
It's almost like a mid-cycle,
I don't think that. I don't think they're gonna do big console versioning gen stuff with this, where a lot of PC stuff is just like, okay, every few years there's just the latest version of it that has It's like your MacBooks or
Yes,
your
exactly.
like they just gets hardware refreshes that just happen. That generally looks the same.
More battery life, a little bit sharper screen, a
Yeah.
little bit lighter. Like
New CPU because
exactly.
like they have whatever latest. I think it has an AMD CPU in it. I think. So
are you gonna buy? Are you thinking about buying Gen 2?
I would definitely consider it, depending on price to performance, what it is.
Yeah. Sure.
But my whole thing was like, I don't want to be an early adopter on this one.
Yep.
I don't want to early adopt PC hardware. I'd like to wait just a little bit.
Smart man. It's almost like you work in games or something.
Yeah. So it's an AMD chip right now, and AMD just put out new processors end of last year, so I'd expect that any new version would probably use a low power version of that. I just think it'll be straight up better, and you'll get longer life out of it. So,
well, related to yours, I'm gonna go out on a big old fucking limb here. Sony or Xbox will announce handheld gaming hardware this year. I know Xbox just piggybacked on the Logitech thing last year for the xCloud kind of tablet, whatever. But I think Sony or Xbox are gonna go all in on some sort of handheld gaming device. And I don't know if that's more of a hope than
maybe
reality, but I think that'd be pretty.
I have a hard time seeing Sony do it, and then with the layoffs at Microsoft and the departments that were hit there, I have a hard time seeing Microsoft doing it anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, but Steam Deck 2 would be fantastic. I'd love that.
Yeah.
So you've hit all 6 of yours.
Yep.
So I'll blow through the rest of mine, and feel free to chat about these. Konami is back on the video game scene in a big way, and I don't know if that means it's
like Castlevania.
It could be Castlevania. It could be a remaster of a Metal Gear Solid game.
That's true.
It's not pachinko though. There's some video game. They're back in a big way. I think the Dead Cells Castlevania thing is going to be a big lift for I don't know, shining the eye back on. You have a lot of great IPs. Do something with them. Or remake them. Another one I have here is simply 2 words: Ubisoft implodes.
I mean, I guess that's a prediction.
Yeah,
seems like reality, actually.
yeah. If you consider it already imploding in process.
I think it's already in the process.
Yeah. Maybe Ubisoft implosion accelerates greatly.
Yeah.
When you're blaming your fucking team for like, yes, the ball's in your court to help us get out of this rut. No, it's Eves. You need to go. Next one, a delicious Game of Thrones game is announced, and by delicious I mean it will make me salivate. So hopefully that will happen. Although I think, I don't know, House of the Dragon is in the zeitgeist, but we're several years beyond the HBO game or show. But
wasn't there? What was the old? Wasn't there a Game of Thrones game?
There was, yeah. It was on Xbox 360.
Right.
I forgot what it was called, but yeah, there was one.
Is this it? Is this just Game of Thrones, the role-playing game?
No, there was another one.
What the hell is that? That's from Cyanide Studio.
Yeah, that's different.
What the hell is that?
I don't even know if that actually ever came out. I thought that got canceled.
No, it's here. It's on Steam.
Ooh, hello.
Is it actually good? Mostly positive, 72%.
Okay, well, I'm going to head on over to Steam. I thought the Cyanide game never came out. There was a different one on Xbox. Maybe I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering Cross Smite. What the fuck? Anyway. Game of Thrones.
I know there's a mobile game as well. Conquest. That's been out forever.
Oh, that role-playing game is one I actually have. The board game.
That doesn't surprise me.
The board game, yeah, of course. The board game is one that I have on Epic, so it's free. Maybe this is the one I'm thinking of.
And there's
Game
of
this
Thrones
came out in 2012.
Yeah, Game of Thrones Winter is Coming, which is just like a free-to-play strategy game.
Yep.
Man, they haven't done. There's the Telltale Game of Thrones games.
And that sucked because, I mean, that was good, but then they never made another one, and it kind of ended on a cliffhanger. That sucked. The cliffhanger sucked.
Yeah, that's
Fuck.
honestly they haven't done a great job taking that into a different medium.
No, and I feel like Game of Thrones could be a great like Hogwarts Legacy, right? It's coming
Yeah,
out. Like I feel like Game of Thrones could be a good video game. Maybe I'll play this one for my backlog game before
just
next
see what
week.
the hell it is.
See what the fuck it is. Yeah, I've had it it's been out for a decade, mostly
Yeah,
positive, but like only 1,200 reviews. I remember
yeah.
when George R. Martin talked about a game was being developed by Cyanide Studios. People were like, by who? So we shall see. So that's one of my predictions. Another one
Okay.
is, and I think you probably would agree with this one. E3 will be a shadow of its former self, as most big
Oh yeah.
publishers will skip it to do their own thing and or affiliate with Keighley.
Yep.
So
Keighley has put a gun to E3's head.
I really, yeah, I agree. And then the last one, that's my 10, and then my 11th one, just kind of like I don't know, final one at the end was no game this year will outsell Hogwarts Legacy. It will be that will be the best-selling game of the year. I think with a bullet. And I'm kind of getting interested in that game. I'm starting to look at it a bit where it looks.
I showed
good.
my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, I hate that woman, but I want to play this game.
Yeah, I agree with your wife.
She's like, God, this looks really neat, especially for someone who really likes that world.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. In the end, I don't know if it'll be the best selling game. It might be.
I think
I'm
numbers
trying to
wise,
think of-
for sure. Like copies
Yeah,
wise.
it's cross platform on everything.
It's on everything.
So probably.
Yep, it's on everything.
Unless there's some Call of Duty coming out at the end of the year we don't know about.
They're taking this year off. They said
there you
they
go.
were.
So that's a good.
Which
that's
is
a good
why
chance
I
then.
went with that prediction, because otherwise I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty would wipe the floor with fucking anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my predictions.
Okay.
I think
Not bad.
It's a pretty good year. I will read ChatGPT's predictions now. I asked ChatGPT for 3 video game predictions. Number 1, increase in cloud gaming services. With the rise of 5G, we expect to see growth in cloud gaming services, allowing for more accessible and seamless gaming experience for players. Number 2, virtual reality gaming will grow. And then number 3, emergence of new gaming genres. The gaming industry is constantly evolving, and we predict that 2023 will bring the emergence of new, innovative gaming genres that push the boundaries of what's possible in gaming. And I was like, I wrote back to it and said, what do you mean by number 3? What genres do you predict? It's difficult to predict. However, here are some possible directions. Social, massively multiplayer games incorporating augmented reality or virtual reality.
Okay.
2, interactive storytelling experiences that blur the lines between traditional games and other forms of media. 3, games that utilize new forms of player input, such as brain-computer interfaces or motion control. Motion control is not a new form of player input. And then games that focus on player creativity and world building, rather than traditional challenges or objectives. So, there you go. ChatGPT has weighed in.
The first 3, I'm like, oh, those just sound like the shit that you would hear investors say.
Absolutely. That's
it.
it's like trolled Forbes or something.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, that's totally a thing. Yeah, VR gaming is probably going to grow this year. VR gaming seems to always grow year over year. It's just not growing a lot.
Yeah, exactly. There'll be PSVR 2 that will sell some units.
Yep. Units will sell.
Yes.
It's just not happening at a rate that is causing huge changes to the industry, which people thought it might, but it's not. I'm surprised it didn't have something on there about NFT gaming.
Oh my god. Even ChatGPT knows not to talk about fucking NFTs.
Games.
So yeah,
blockchain games.
Why don't we talk about the developer _direct that was Xbox and Bethesda? It was slated for 4 games: Minecraft Legends, Forza Motorsport, Redfall, and Jesus Christ, I'm blanking on the 4th one. What was it?
Elder Scrolls Online?
Thank you, ESO.
Yeah.
Yep, the new Necron. And then they had a surprise Hi-Fi Rush game that we talked about a little bit earlier, which is a rhythm action game.
Yeah,
combat game?
it's just a third person action game.
I'm
But it just has a built-in thing of like hitting buttons on a rhythm.
and I've heard that you don't get punished if you like miss it. Like
No,
you get more
exactly.
benefit if you actually hit it.
Yes.
I'm looking at screenshots for the first time, believe it or not. And is this guy wielding a fucking guitar as a weapon?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I need to play this game.
This game is like it, but it's not just that. It's like the guitar is built into his cybernetic arm. Like you watch the trailer. The trailer is fantastic. And like that's the first thing shown is that like he has like a cyberpunkish replacement arm put on, and then like it collects things to build a guitar out of the
Oh
arm as well. Like
my god, I haven't seen this
trailer's
yet.
so good.
Holy shit, this looks amazing. Oh man. Oh yeah, he just formed the guitar. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Damn it. I really
Yeah,
wanted to get into this before we talked tonight, but I didn't get to. But I will check it
I
out.
think
It's on Game Pass.
it looks incredible. I want to play it at some point.
Yeah, I want to finish Fire Emblem first.
That will take you forever.
I heard it's like 30 to 50 hours. Holy shit.
Um, I feel like that could be even
Lowballing
longer,
it.
depending on how much you spend leveling characters and crap. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
But yes, the crazy thing out of the Microsoft thing was Hi-Fi Rush. I think that's kind of stolen the show mostly. Like that's all I see people talking about is this game because they can play it now and they're like, you can play it and it's really good.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it seems to swap between like 3D and 2D platforming, first person, maybe not.
no first person.
Okay.
But there are segments, yeah, where you're still in 3D, but it just has a fixed 2D perspective camera. But for the most part, it's a 3D action game.
Yeah.
Action combat, crazy thing.
Yeah. Like Platinum-esque kind of combat.
What's that?
Platinum-esque kind of combat. Like,
Yeah, I would say it's what I saw, more Platinum-esque kind of way, like doing combos, but you're trying to stay on the beat when doing your combos and blocking and special attacks and special characters coming in to help you if you hit the beats right. Has some parts that are more straight, kind of like you would think rhythm game, like a fretboard kind of appears at the bottom of the screen, and key presses come down and you have to hit them to the beat properly.
Dang, dude.
But it's a rhythm game, rhythm action game.
It says if Devil May Cry, there's a review on Steam. If Devil May Cry and Jet Set Radio had a baby.
Yeah,
That's the whole review.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It looks really good.
Holy shit. Okay, I gotta check that out before next week's podcast.
And the art style is it's incredible because it's Unreal 4.
Oh, really?
I looked it up. It's Unreal Engine.
Jesus.
I'm almost like, God, this is an incredibly good looking Unreal Engine game.
Wow.
Very unique art style.
That's very cool. This says Nine Inch Nails songs are in the game as boss themes.
I have to look at some of the different music because it's all over the place.
Okay.
It references tons of different games, different movies. Like not in a way that they're like tongue in cheek. You're gonna catch that. It's just the way dialogue is recorded or certain scenes or thing. You're like, if you know what it's from, you know what it's from.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
So like even the few hours I watched someone play, I was like, I caught probably half a dozen movie references.
Oh Jesus! Wow.
Again, not that they're sitting there like winking at the audience doing these references either. They just happen, and if you catch it, you catch it.
Right.
The scene doesn't require you to understand that it's a reference to something else.
You can still enjoy it, yeah.
Yes. I wanted to look up all the music because there were some great songs listening to it. Like,
what's third? It's Hogwarts Legacy #1, Dead Space #2, and then Hi-Fi Rush #3 on Steam right now.
Yeah, so Hi-Fi Rush soundtrack and song list. Here are all the licensed songs. You have A Million by Nine Inch Nails, The Perfect Drug, Nine Inch Nails, Lonely Boy, The Black Keys, Invaders Must Die, The Prodigy, Whirring, The Joy Formidable, Inazawa Chainsaw, Number Girl, don't know that one, and Wolfgang's Fifth Symphony by Wolfgang Gardner.
Oh, dang.
I did see that boss fight with Wolfgang's Fifth Symphony. That was really good.
Damn, that sounds really cool.
Fucking good.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't hear any of the Nine Inch Nails. Now, when I was watching the stream, they were further in the game. I wonder if those are earlier.
Earlier, yeah.
Or later. I just didn't see that chunk. But that's cool. Oh, they released it on the soundtrack on Spotify.
Oh. I wonder if it's on Apple Music.
Soundtrack, Bethesda Softworks play. It's a playlist. It's a playlist.
Oh, that makes
Bethesda
sense.
Softworks put together.
Oh, that's
of the licensed songs.
That's very smart of them. Or if it's only on Spotify, or if it's on Apple too.
Yeah, it's just a playlist. So
yeah, it's not on here. God damn. Good job, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, and things interesting about that is, you know, I assume when they're putting together the direct, they're like, this is gonna be a good pop, but we've got these other big games people will be talking about, and this is what people are talking about. Partially, like you said, because people can play it right now, but I don't know. Like, Forza Motorsport did not get a release date.
No.
Minecraft Legends did. I think it's February. And you know, it's like an RTS more than anything else.
I knew that.
And then
that's a weird one. I need to show my son that to see if that's something he cares about.
Yeah, I wonder that gameplay loop is something that was, you know, because my daughter and I are enjoying the gameplay loop of Minecraft Dungeons, but it's different. So.
My first action RPG.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think she likes it so much.
Yeah, my son has really enjoyed Minecraft Dungeons quite a bit. Enough where he was like, "Can I play Diablo now?" And as soon as that is happening, he's like, "Oh, I like this more." But he's also older now, and can understand a lot of those systems a lot better.
Yeah, exactly.
So he is like, he really enjoys it. So this is probably going to be like my first RTS.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Is that Minecraft is kind of becoming we'll dip into different genres and be like the baby's first of that genre. You know, what's next strategy? Which actually that would be cool. Now that I say that out loud.
It's not horrible.
Yeah.
Like, not a horrible way to go about it. Because that's the thing with Dungeons is I played a fair amount of Minecraft Dungeons with him and stuff. It's not I say it's like my first action RPG. It's still a good action RPG.
It is. It's still very interesting. Yeah.
It's very solid. Has a lot of the same hooks in it. And I'm like, cool. So ideally, if they do that with Legends, that's great. It helps people get onboarded into other game genres.
Yep, totally.
But yeah, they did that. The Forza Motorsport thing, I tried to, at one point, I was looking at news trying to see, I'm like, so there's no date, and they basically showed that cars can get dirty, and cars sound like cars, really sound like cars now.
And the physics are 3 times better than the last games.
Yeah.
3 times more physics in the games.
Yeah.
Redfall.
It was a little underwhelming, I will say.
Yeah, I still Fantasy Critic. I picked that game up. I hope that it will review well. Seems like a game that will review well for people who want to review that kind of game. Redfall got a release date May 2nd, which I think is a week before Tears of the Kingdom.
Good luck.
Yep, that's how I feel.
I mean, honestly, actually coming out before it is best.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, not everyone has an Xbox or whatever has a Switch anyways. You know, it's a Switch game, so not everyone's gonna have an opportunity to get that game. But I feel like Horizon came out just before Breath of the Wild, and it sold fine, I guess.
It sold fine.
Yeah.
Didn't have any issues. There's a thing I was reading was an industry piece that I get in a newsletter that was like analyzing how big games, and it basically dissuaded. It rarely affects sales of a game in any meaningful way.
Mm-hmm.
If your game's good, it's probably still going to sell well.
Yeah.
Even if the other game that's like huge game that's big is going to sell even better.
Yeah.
Because it always was. But there's doesn't seem to be like a huge impact on other generally well marketed, well received games around that big game. So
well, that's interesting.
I mean, releasing on the exact same day might be hard, but
yeah, I feel like with most games it seems bad, and obviously against the Zelda is terrible, but Zelda releases on one console that maybe not everyone has, you know.
Yeah,
although I feel
exactly.
like it's the Switch is outsold to PS4, so maybe that's not right. Enough people have it, so.
And I'll be on Redfall. It's going to be on Game Pass, so.
Yep.
I feel like every time Microsoft puts out a game like this now, I'm just like, you're just padding Game Pass.
Oh yeah.
More than anything.
It's Game Pass value. Speaking of Game Pass value, I was wrong. Minecraft Legends comes out in April. I thought it was February for some reason. And then but the star of the show was Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, so, totally. Hands down.
Yep. Oh, Elder Scrolls Online announced stuff. They have a new thing coming out, and then they said you could try all previous Elder Scrolls Online chapters for free. I didn't really understand it. If you have Game Pass, can you just play Elder Scrolls Online, or do you still have to pay?
I don't know. I think you still had to pay, but I thought there was something I saw about an ESO like combined subscription.
Oh, really? Because when they did, I listened to the whole extra direct about ESO, and it didn't mention the word Game Pass once. So I was really surprised about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it still has a subscription.
What's included with my access to ESO on Game Pass? Updated. You get access to Elder Scrolls Online base game. Oh, I see. So you have access to the base game, and then right now all the DLC chapters are free. I don't know if they'll stay free.
Free. Okay. There's a part of me that wonders if they'll combine. That's the thing I thought I heard that they might combine.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do like Game Pass with an ESO subscription, like addition on top of it, but not two separate subscriptions anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Potentially. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm reading some right now from Attack of the Fanboy, and it says those with PC Game Pass will not have access to ESO. But Game Pass subscribers is available to play on console. And then our expansions included with the Game Pass version. While may be able to purchase them at discounted rate, players will not have free access to the available expansions for this title. But the base game has hundreds of hours worth of story and gameplay. It's just confusing. I'm not sure what's available on Game Pass. So I wish that they had
Well, you're going to get something on Game Pass, and you can see what it is.
Pretty much. Just download it and see what it is. But I wish I was interested in it enough to listen to the full extra direct that came out afterwards, and they didn't mention Game Pass one single time.
Yeah.
So they're like, buy our game, but we're not going to talk about Game Pass. Anyway, so I'm sure some people are very excited about that.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else about the developer direct?
No, not really.
Cool. Why don't we move into what we have been playing? And I bet we've been playing some similar things.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with get the Snap out of the way first.
Yes.
Always playing Snap still. I have completed my season pass and done all that, and so I'm now in just crazy stuff like that.
And we still
nothing new with it.
We still have like another whole chapter of
it's
challenges.
Another 5. This was the next a longer season. A 5-week
is that why?
Season. Yep, they're normally 4.
Okay.
But this one's 5 because they need to a couple times a year have to pad out the season a little bit to make it line up. So
I was wondering if it's just because January is longer, and I was like, that's not true.
No, they just. I mean, 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
Doesn't divide nicely into 4.
Yeah.
So
I was wondering why I'm level like 57 or 58 right now, and I still haven't done the last chapter yet because that hasn't opened yet, or maybe it's just opened. I don't know.
Nope. Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But I'm up to collection level 1,912. It's about 125 collection level a week is what I seem to earn.
Mm-hmm. I'm at 1421 is where I'm at.
So yeah, just moving along,
plugging
getting
away.
Cards.
Any new cards you've gotten that are fun?
There's some that are fun. I don't. What have I been playing? Well, I got another where I got M'Baku as a pool 4 card. I pulled another pool 4, Atuma.
Oh, what's Atuma do?
I don't think it's great. If you have another card here at the end of your turn, destroy this.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. It's like a 10.
It's a 4/10.
4/10.
I guess if you built around it, you could put it in a lane with like armor, where it can't destroy itself.
Right.
You'd be fine.
Yep.
Or if you have 0, you could 0 it out and then play it.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I mean, it's a good return for a 4-cost card. You just have to build around it. So
it's better than M'Baku. It's like
yeah. Zabu. I do have Zabu now, so Atuma, another 4-cost with Zabu, will become a 2/10.
Yeah,
pretty good.
That's pretty.
So
good.
I'm sure there's ways to make that work.
Yep.
But have I got yeah, I got that. I have Taskmaster, which I don't have a deck that I can really build for that now.
Yeah.
But it seems like it could be. I've seen it used very effectively. I just don't have the cards to use it that effectively. Finally got Doctor Doom.
Oh, finally.
Threw that into my on reveal deck as another top end possibility.
I love Doctor Doom so much.
Yeah, gets to hard locations pretty easily. So yeah, still having a good time with the game. Play it pretty much for a half an hour most nights, just clearing out missions and upgrading and building on decks. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just continuing to collect those cards because, as you pointed out, I have very different cards than you.
It's crazy how many cards that we have that are different. That's how it's meant to be, I guess. But
yeah,
the ones that I got recently are Cerebrix Leader, who I've been having a fuck ton of fun with. Not winning very much, but having fun with it.
Leader.
Moon Knight and Omega Red, which I haven't used Omega Red yet, to be honest.
I've seen people use Omega Red with Zabu decks.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That makes sense because it's 4. Yeah.
Yep. I have a Brood pinned in my store right now.
Oh, cool.
So, because I think once I get Brood, then I can actually make a Sarah Surfer deck. I have all the cards for that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't have that one, but I do have Sarah Surfer.
Yeah, if you have Sarah and Surfer, then Brood is the one. It's a 3-cost. Which is why Surfer likes it. When it reveals, it creates 2 Broodlings at the location. So it's it and 2 other cards of 3 2s.
Oh, wow.
And so Surfer can then buff all those. So yeah, I see it in every Surfer deck. And I was like, I can't really make a good Surfer deck without this card. But now I got it. I'll have it in probably sometime this week. Based on how I get collector's tokens.
Right.
So... Still don't have Gambit. Still don't have Rogue.
You still have Rogue. Wow. I don't have Gambit. Gambit keeps fucking me. I keep facing Gambit, and I keep getting screwed.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man. Like, what? God damn it.
Yeah.
I put that card out for a reason. There's a lot more. I'm into the... I don't know. I'm probably not very high compared to where you are, but I don't know what the fuck the thing is. With the cube betting.
Oh, the track?
I'm in the 40s, yeah.
You're higher than me. I'm mid-30s.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at 43 or 44.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more resignations.
Of course, people are managing there.
Yeah, and
the cubes a lot more.
Yeah, I never thought about the cubes until I crossed into the 40s, and then I started to notice, oh yeah, there's a lot of give and take here, and a lot of just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly.
I don't know either, man. I'd rather just play the game.
Yeah.
So. I'm sure I think they are adding a mode where the cubes don't. There are no cubes.
Yeah, they are actually, and it's not this week, but I think actually there might be a patch tomorrow. I think it's either tomorrow or Tuesday
with the multiplayer and stuff, right?
Yeah, that has the friend battling.
Yeah.
In it, and there's probably a balance pass in there as well.
Yeah, I heard those are coming together, and I heard it was by the end of the month. So I'm looking forward to playing against you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, should be a good time.
So yeah, we've been playing Marvel Snap.
And then I have put in a large amount of time into Engage, Fire Emblem
Mhm.
Engage. I'm well farther than you. I'm in chapter 10
Oh
now.
yeah, you're like 15
And
hours in or
I
something
think
like
I might be in just finished chapter 10. I think I'm going to go into chapter 11.
that? Okay.
And chapter 10 was a doozy. I'll give it that.
In terms of story or length or what?
Length and story.
Oh, okay.
Like it was. This is still like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is still a pretty simple story overall,
Mhm.
especially in compared to Three Houses.
Yep.
But chapter 10 there was a lot going on there. Like it at least elevated some of the story to me in some ways. Cool. So it felt good and it was pretty intense. It was a good one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like I'm enjoying the game. I like the tactics of it, all fine. I'm trying to separate out like Three Houses had all this outside of combat stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
But I just felt it was a more ambitious story in Three Houses overall. Like how it played out with your friendships really mattered after time jumping and like branching storylines and the whole thing. Yeah. Like it was ambitious. This game is not ambitious in that way at all.
Yeah.
This feels like they're like, yeah, we can't make a Fire Emblem of the scope of Three Houses that often, so here's this other one we made too, just to tide us over to make something else.
Yeah, I heard on a podcast today about that, talking about how this is the first Fire Emblem that Intelligent Systems has developed all by itself in a while. That Three Houses was co-developed with Koei Tecmo or something.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if like parts of Three Houses were offloaded to someone else.
Oh, that totally could be.
Yeah.
But generally the battles they're good Fire Emblem battles. The Emblem stuff is really neat.
Yep.
It's more just tried and true Fire Emblem.
Yep.
The only part that is for me where I'm like that time range of 30 to 50 hours, I'm like, oh, I could see that if I wasn't grinding to get goddamn SP so I could inherit skill. Like they're really stingy with the SP.
Yeah.
Like real stingy. That's my one complaint is like, Jesus, how much do I have to play just to get this 1000 SP skill?
And that's to pull it off of a ring to give to somebody, right?
Yeah, so they can always have it.
Yeah.
And there's some just really good skills, and I'm like, I want that. And I'm like, okay, I did 3 skirmish battles. How much of SP have I earned on my character? Oh, like 150. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're gonna be grinding these battles for a long time.
I'm like, no. So that felt kind of bad.
Are you playing on normal difficulty?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Not trying to go crazy with it.
Just trying to have fun.
Yeah. I love how it kind of in Three Houses how big deal it was that you could reverse time and everything. In this game, it's like, nah, yeah, you can reverse time, whatever. Moving on.
Do it whenever you want. At a higher difficulty, we'll give you a certain amount of uses, but for normal, do it whenever you want.
But even like story-wise, they don't even talk about it as a big thing. They're like, yeah, here's this necklace that lets you do this thing. Okay,
I found this jewel on the ground. Wow, you can rewind time? Great, let's put it to use.
Yeah, that's what I talk about, the story not being as like ambitious.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, sure, okay.
They're stilts for the gameplay, which is fine because the gameplay is fucking great. Saline is my fucking waifu, man. That Warp Ragnarok is...
Oh, it's so good!
It's a wonderful... It's like probably going to be my favorite evolution of a gameplay mechanic this year. Because, holy shit, would I have loved that in previous Fire Emblem games.
Yeah.
Warp Ragnarok is fucking rad. Just fucking Saline pops out of the fucking ground, half a map away, and fucking saves the day.
Pretty much.
I love Saline. Her and Celica.
Yeah. That's another thing I'll say. There's a lot of characters.
Oh my god.
They never stop.
Chapter...
I'm at chapter 10. I'm just like, oh, I just got like... How many more characters did I just get? I just got 4 more after chapter 10, and I'm serious. Every chapter I'm getting like 2 to 4 new characters.
Every chapter
I'm like, it's got to stop, right?
I got 3 more characters and 4 more characters. I think it's because like, hey, go play permadeath because you're gonna need these other ones. Like, I'm not playing permadeath. So I'm just gonna, that's what happened in Awakening. I had a huge stable of players I didn't characters I didn't even use.
Yeah, I'm like, and that's what it's clear. It's like, especially if you don't use the characters and they get really underleveled, there's really no way to get them back.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, like, grinding missions isn't going to get you those characters. They're just going to die mostly.
Yep.
And then there's the arena. Which, have you unlocked the arena?
No, it's still locked for me. I'm in chapter 5.
When you get the arena, it's nice to top off some characters, like get them across to a new level if they're close. Mm-hmm. But you're not leveling someone using that system. Okay. Like, so it's really, if you just ignore a character for a number of chapters and they just don't get to battle and everyone else has gotten 4 or 5 levels above them, they're done.
Fuck.
There's like, they're out.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of sucks because, like, as you move through the early chapters, like, you've built those characters up, you're not really going to pick up a low level character.
Well, that's the thing. Most of the characters enter at your level.
A higher level, yeah.
Yeah. Like, the ones I just got, I think it might be keyed to Alir's level in some ways. Mm-hmm. But they've come in at normal ones. There's only been, like, one character, which was I assume you've... Jean? It was in a side quest mission.
No, I don't have that yet.
Okay. You're going to get a point where they're going to say, like, hey, there's these... I think it's the paralogs.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have.
They'll be like, do this paralog, and there's a character you get out of a paralog mission. And they start at level 1. And I was like...
Oh, fuck.
And I was like... I did it when my characters were lower level, like they were like 5s and 6 at top.
Yeah.
But man, starting at 1, but I wanted this. I was like, no, I want to get this character up. And now they're at like 11, 12. They're in with everybody else, but still.
You probably made the right choice because there was a character, I can't remember who it was like a fucking kid with a pitchfork in Awakening. That was like, same thing. I was like level 6 or 7. He came in at 1. I was like, fuck that. And it turned out he was the best character in the fucking game. Who you just needed to like bring him up with you, and I just didn't do it.
Maybe it was another healer, so I just wanted that. So yeah. It was like, so I had what's Clan and Fram. So Fram, and then Jean are my 2 healers now.
Nice.
That just I was like, cool, just give me another healer. I need one more.
Yeah, one's not enough. Is there a dancer in this game? I haven't gotten far enough to know if there's a dancer.
I don't know. I haven't looked into the not in the base classes. I wonder if it's in an enhanced one. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm already finding myself wanting a dancer, and it's like haven't heard about it, so we'll see. This game is fucking stunning the way it looks. I think that the fucking I have not turned off the animations for the battles yet. I usually do in a Fire Emblem game just because I like looking at it. I think it's varied enough and it looks good. This game is anime as fuck.
Yeah,
it's way anime. And I am enjoying the story. I'm in chapter 5. I've committed to doing 1 chapter a night for however long it takes to beat the game. I want to keep that pace. I won't keep pace with you, but I want to do. So I'm in the middle of chapter 5 right now because I got it Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 chapters. So a little bit more. Yeah. But the combat is so good. It really is great. So I'm enjoying that. I think some of the emblem stuff is interesting. I don't know if this is new. I've never noticed it before, but like certain characters like what's his name? Veneer or your page or squire, or not squire. What the fuck is his name?
Vander,
thank you.
The paladin.
Yeah. He doesn't move him, do an attack, and then after the attack, you have like a limited amount of squares that you can like retreat back into.
Oh, is that Vander or is that Alfred?
It might be both. It's definitely Vander. But it might be Alfred too. But I thought that was interesting because I've never seen after you attack, you're just basically at that square. So it's kind of cool to like be able to retreat back a little bit.
Yeah. It's an ability from Sigurd.
Oh, then it was only Alfred then. Okay.
Yeah. It's That's the 1,000-point inherited skill that I want to put on more characters.
Yeah, it's really good. Now
and it's 1,000 SP. And it's after you attack, after you've done your attack, you can move 2 squares.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
I'm like, I just want this on everybody, actually.
And for me, it's on Vander because I have Sigurd on Vander, not on Alfred.
That's fine. Yeah, because it's a Sigurd.
Got it.
Inheritance skill.
Really good. So it's things like that, and then the Warp Ragnarok, like, I don't know if you can inherit that onto other people. I would maybe put it on one more person, but it's so special. Like, I don't want to overpower. Because I'm playing normal, so so far it's been a challenge, but barely. It might get more challenging later. I just love that they've committed to, we're going to make this look really good, but in the load scenes where you, like, gain more characters, we're just going to put pixel art in there of them all running along.
Yep. There's lots of pixel art around. I'll say that.
So far, I've only seen it through those load screens, but maybe it's elsewhere too.
It shows up in other parts of the menu. You'll see, like, if you, like, look at where weapons are equipped, it will use the pixel art of the character next to the weapon.
Oh, nice.
Like,
well, that's true too when it shows, like, the Bond, like, it shows little pixel characters. It's fucking clever.
Supposedly there is a dancer. I don't
good.
I don't think it's a general class. I don't have them. It says it's a specific character is a dancer eventually.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was in there.
I don't have them now, so
that's what it was in Awakening. Was there a dancer in Three Houses?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Actually,
I played 16 hours of Three Houses, and boy, I tried. I really did.
I know.
And
you gave it your best shot.
I feel like I did, and I feel sad that I didn't get through it because I know the story is better or whatever. But man, playing Engage is like, oh, I finally can just say I don't like Three Houses. I'm that person that doesn't like Three Houses, and I fucking love Engage. Love it. Like, if this game's not on my GOTY list, this will be a great fucking year.
And I like Engage. I just wish it had a deeper story.
Yeah. And
I don't need all that other junk from Three Houses. I just wish this was trying to be more ambitious with its storytelling.
For me,
but it's not.
Yeah, I get it for sure, and I've already seen that. For me, I was thinking about it tonight when I was walking around. When my wife was doing bedtime because it's her night tonight. I was like, why do I like this story? And I'm like, I don't know if I like the story. There's a couple of scenes, like the second chapter or whatever, where, like, spoilers, I guess, for early game stuff, but the Divine Dragon's mother dies, and he's just, like, so over the top about being sad that she's gone. It was almost, like, good because it was so over the top. It was like, I thought it was well voice acted at least. But I realized I just feel relief. Like, Three Houses, there was, like, so much stuff between the battles, and this is, like, very streamlined, simple story, and then you're, boom, right back into the battles. It's like, it's entertaining story, and then I'm back into the good stuff. This is great. So I feel just more of a relief at the story just being simplistic.
Secondary, really?
Yeah, secondary, but, like, good enough to, like, carry things forward in a way that just, like, kind of, like, knits things together. So far, I'm sure it probably gets worse or whatever. But that's not a good. That's probably a good thing.
I'd say it gets worse before it gets better. Like, I was like, this is a really trite story. Yeah. Basically, up until, like, chapter 10, I was like, oh, thank you for doing anything to be a little bit more interesting, and it was. So we'll see how that plays out and how it continues. Because the beginning for the whole setup, you're like, all right, I go collect the rings. That's my goal.
Exactly. Like, I got 12 rings to get.
Okay, we're going.
I got 3 rings so far. All right. Fourth of the way there. This is going to be a 10-hour game. No, never mind. No. It's not. No. And I'm glad. I'm enjoying, I don't know, marinating in the game. Just doing a chapter a night just feels good.
Yeah. No, Dancer was not in Three Houses. The last time Dancer was in the game was Awakening.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I'm wanting to fucking Dancer.
It wasn't in Birthright or Fates.
Fates, yeah. That's why I'm wanting a Dancer, because this feels like Awakening. This is like a switch. This is like a upgraded version of Awakening, and Awakening was great. So Fates was okay. I finished Fates, but I didn't love it like I loved Awakening. So I'm very, very, very happy. Larry is very happy. Other than that, this week played a little bit more Pokemon Go, Pokemon Arceus. And then my daughter was just like, can we play something we haven't played in a long time? And I was like, sure. She's like, tell me what you think I'm thinking. I'm like, no, because if I tell you what I think you're thinking, you'll just say that it's the game you want to play, even if it wasn't what you're thinking, because it's like the new thing I said. So I had her tell her mom, and then I guessed, and we finally got to Kena Bridge of Spirits. And she's like, yes.
Okay.
So we did New Game Plus. So it, obviously everyone knows what New Game Plus is. But it does have new enemies, and you get to keep all your stuff moving forward. So it's kind of like new challenge for the 4th time we played this game, which is nice because it's the 4th time we've played this game. But still good. Fuck, it's still good. I don't know what the fuck is up with that game, man, but it is good stuff. I hope they do a sequel. And they've added challenge. They've added trials actually, where it's like you go through battle challenges basically against regular mobs, wave battles, or bosses or whatever, and you have a series of objectives. And if you get enough of the objectives, then you get to unlock an outfit for Kena. And my daughter enjoys changing Kena's outfit, so she wants me to do all the challenges, and they get real fucking hard. It's like, oh my god. And then like she was dancing in front of the TV with a sword pretending to be Kena, and just obscuring half the screen while I was trying to do this battle. It's like, oh my god, kid.
Suffer for me, Dad.
Yeah, basically, man. But it was a blast. I was like, wow, haven't played this game since God, I feel like it was 2021, but maybe it was last year we played it again.
I think it was last year too.
Probably.
As well.
Talked about it every fucking year since it came out. And this is the 4th time we played it, so it must have been last year. But anyway, played that, and then really it's just been 3 houses for me. Oh, no, Jesus Christ.
3 houses.
Fuck no. And I say that because I did play 3 houses this week before Engage came out. I played another hour or so, and I was just like, I played all of the fucking I forget what it's called, the fucking monastery or whatever. And then my daughter wanted to play Pokemon Arceus the next day, so I took out the cart without saving. So everything I did, I think, was lost. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that hour again. And then my massive fucking package from Target came with Engage Collector's Edition. It's just like, it's fucking huge. It's like it's bigger than a cereal box.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Jesus.
I have.
So I got the steel book and the art book and the art cards and poster, and I was like, I didn't need this, but I like it.
Yeah.
I did not need this. So yeah, that's me. Anything else you want to play
I
this
look
week?
this up real quick. Did you know there's a Fire Emblem trading card game?
Excuse me?
It's only in Japan though.
Okay, that's probably why I don't
It
know
looks
about
really. I'm like, they have so much art, and I'm like, now I kind of want it.
Yeah, so do I. Let me go look this up. Fire Emblem
I mean, it's just
trading card game.
if you look at images, you'll.
Fire Emblem Zero Cipher trading card on eBay. And that's all in Japanese, absolutely. But the art looks totally dope.
I mean, I'm sure it's all just art from the games.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Concept art, any key art that they made for all the characters.
I can get a booster pack for $60 on Amazon.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, cool.
Oh, why don't we have this in our country? I mean, I know why, I guess, but it's not that.
And I'm a sucker for trading card games, so I was like, man, there's so many characters in Fire Emblem. Why haven't they done? Oh, never mind. They did do it.
They did. Shit, dude, that sounds pretty dope. Oh, 16. Oh, it's $54 for 16 packs. Okay, I thought it was for one pack.
Okay.
Okay, that's reasonable. Where does?
Oh, there are these. Where's this at?
Where does
Store Envy. I don't know what the hell this is. They did promo cards. There's a pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 12 cards. It's all 3 houses cards. So all the characters, like Edelgard, why can't I remember your name in that? Byleth cards, male and female Byleth cards.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's all in Japanese, so I have absolutely no clue how any of this works together. But
yeah, I don't know how to play it, but it looks cool. Yeah, at that point, my wife would be like, "Yeah, you need to stop spending money. You can't even use this thing you bought." I know, but Lucina's on the cover with Robin and Marth. Who?
Yeah. So yeah, the only other thing I've been playing is just reinvigorated into Final Fantasy 14 because I have a house. So
yeah, And you
that gives me some investment into playing the game a little bit more and making money and just generally like working on putting stuff in the house and outside the house.
Did you do the thing you needed to do by the deadline? Have you done that? I forget what the thing was that you mentioned. You had to like get the house furnished.
Oh no, no, you just have to build the house.
Oh, okay.
Which I did the same day.
Oh,
like
okay.
I had the money. I had that happen.
Got it.
You have like 30 days to put a house. And I looked at the thing. Basically, I could be unsubscribed for, I believe, 60 days before you lose your real estate.
Oh, so
they will email you if you have real estate in the game and don't have an active subscription. You will get an email saying like, "Hey, this will be auto destroyed on this date if you do not re-up your subscription."
All the millions of gil that you spent will be wasted.
Yes. So, yes, I have a house there now, so I guess I'm subscribing for a while.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I'm in there, so I'm like, oh, I could work on my crafting, my crafting and foraging jobs. Get those up. I can still work on other classes that I'm not 90 at. So I don't know. That's been one that's been nice to just poke around in and less stressful in any way. Like I'm just doing very stress-free activities in there.
It's nice to have stress-free activities.
Yes, and just building a house. I'm only focusing on the outside right now. I haven't really done much with the inside, but this really is the end game, I believe. This is it. It's how you look, it's your transmogs, and it's your house. That's the end game of Final Fantasy.
Well, if you're that far in the game, that stuff all sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Some people have dungeons and raids. No, it's this. It's all in service of
I'm looking pretty.
Your house. Yep. But yeah, that's it.
That's cool. I am looking at our Libsyn. I just logged in because I'm going to put the thing up. That's where we do our podcast, where we publish. And someone, or it's probably someone who like subscribed and then got all the back episodes or whatever, but 228 downloads today. Yeah, so that sounds cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and apparently oh god damn it, I forgot. I'll do it next week. The URL. I'm doing a new thing. We're doing a new thing. Gonna highlight some cool links that we come across throughout the week. Just some gaming, I don't know, articles, news, videos that we think should be getting some more views. So putting those together, links from the week, release them on the weekend for people to check out. So I will tell you the URL next week because I haven't bought it yet. I'm hoping it's just going to be profandevplaygames.com. Get that URL back.
Yeah.
But we will see. But just a couple of links each week, 3 from each of us, 6 total at most. Just to highlight some good work people are doing. The one that you sent me this week, man, I listened to the whole thing. It was people make games talking about is Valve like a utopian wonderland or a fucking dystopian hellscape?
Maybe both, depending on your person, who you are.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a white dude, it's probably pretty good.
A white dude and a very specific type of white dude.
Yes, exactly.
Because that has gone discussed internally at my company a fair amount, and there's very much many white dudes being like, "Oh my god, just watching that gave me anxiety. I could never deal with that."
Yeah, exactly.
And I, some of the people I work with have worked at Valve and verify everything that was said there.
Wow. So, and you're like, yeah, that's why I don't work there anymore.
Kind of, sometimes, yeah. They're just like, yeah, this is a real thing. This is how it works.
Crazy. It
is a crazy ass company. And a lot of that stuff in that video has been known about for a long time. Right. I think the people make games just do a great job of collecting everything that's been known and putting it into one digestible package about Valve.
Yeah, it certainly was. I listened to it, I didn't watch it, but it was very easy to understand and very nothing was surprising. So we'll put the links together with the URL next week and let you know what it is, and then check it out each week.
Cool.
Until then, thanks for listening. This was episode 370. We are rolling toward 400. We'll get there this year. Holy shit. Okay. Did I do the math right? Right? We have 30 more episodes. There are 52 weeks in a year. Yeah, we'll get there this year.
Yeah, we'll get there.
If you like us, rate us on your podcast service of choice. Finding out that we're on fucking none of them again somehow.
Oh, god damn it.
You know, we fixed the Apple thing, and that's the only one we got fixed. That and YouTube. So we've got to fucking fix the download thing because we are fucking half our audience like, oh, they don't publish anymore. They stopped publishing in October of 2021. Like, no, Sora from Smash was not the fucking swan song for our podcast. So I'll figure that out and fix it, maybe.
Cool.
Somehow. All right, folks, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, later, everyone.